Well, I'm Bud Wilson, and I live here in Lama, New Mexico. And what do you want to know?
My mama said when I was born I looked just like an ear of corn. She threw me to the crows, they ate me row by row. Heckle Jekyll came a pecking, I don't know what I was expecting. That's the way it goes, wherefore no one knows. And I cried up to the moon, and he stood up there and didn't care what I was doing. And I died a bit too soon, and it seems to me alright to cry in the afternoon.
Well, it goes back a long ways, actually, in that I always had a interest in working with young kids and maybe trying to give them some of the opportunities growing up that I had, especially in contact with the outdoors. It's a place where young people from diverse backgrounds, economic, social, ethnic, where they can come together at a young age and come away with an appreciation and respect for their differences, become better people.
I'm Daniel Hutchison. I'm the director of the Sangre De Cristo Youth Ranch. One of the most powerful things about summer camp is that you can create a little culture that's incredibly positive. So you can take kids from whatever their home life is or their social situation and just lift them out of that and place them in an environment which is protected and safe for them, and also gives them access to a vast, boundless world of possibilities that they can explore. What this camp has that's extremely unique, other than the normal arts and crafts and field games and swimming in the pond and all that kind of stuff that typical camps have, this camp is imbibed with this work ethic that Dr. Wilson has, and it's really incredibly unique in my mind for that, because the kids make their own community in terms of mediating disputes and coming up with norms and navigating the social realms. They're able to very actively support their own existence here on the ranch and contribute in very meaningful ways to the larger community. They're able to do real work through these work crews with real tools, with enough supervision to make it a high-quality learning environment, and they see tangible results for their efforts, and they get all the self-esteem and the skill sets and all that kind of stuff that comes with that. And then on top of that, we do some pretty world-class wilderness experiences where they're able to go hike to the top of a 12,000-foot mountain as a 10-year-old and raft down some white water just in the front yard here in the gorge. They leave all the electronics at home, and they have to live in these cabins that they've themselves have built over the years, and they live very primitively and really just appreciating the basics of what it takes to live on planet Earth. Through the interaction with the horses, they do some natural horsemanship, and through moving the animals through the pastures, we're trying to do some land stewardship with the way that we graze. They definitely, it's just part of learning how to love unconditionally and learning how to communicate and learning how to exist in the larger web of life. So yeah, the animals are a great part of camp. You milk these goats and all that good stuff. I don't know much to say on that.
We did our 27th year last year, which I had never sat down and decided, how many years we're going to do this. It was just as long as I was working, and it never crossed my mind, about continuing it. As time's gone on, the cost of running the camp has increased a lot. And then when I started practicing and didn't have an income, we were then coasting on resources that we'd established for the camp in the future without, just assuming that it certainly might go on beyond my lifetime and that we had to put resources out there, and we do have some. Not as many, we don't have as large an endowment like I wish we had had, and I think that there's a lot of good people now involved with the camp. The Board of Locology and the ongoing interest of the Board of the Family Foundation that we started that still has resources to funnel into the camp as needed. But I think it is a daunting economic challenge to operate a camp like this when it was primarily started to serve youngsters that did not have the economic resources themselves to be at camp if it were a question of paying for what it costs for their education. So that presents a problem.
If camp weren't here, I think people nowadays are oftentimes really adrift in a kind of a disconnected. One of the things that's been lost in modern civilization is accountability in a small community, and a sense of reciprocity, and a sense of continuity with nature and the things that are really important. And I think if we want people to be stewards of this planet and to respect themselves and their friends and neighbors, then that has to be modeled and lived very directly. And the full immersion of living a month here on the ranch is really, you're dipping into what makes it worthwhile to be a human being on planet Earth.
If you could describe camp in one word, what would that be?
Wow, that's a tough question. It's pretty hard to sum up total human development.
One sentence.
One word would be bud. Because really, when it comes down to it, that fresh start the kids have at summer camp is all about the culture that's able to be created in that safe space. And Dr. Wilson is somebody who's an incredibly well-rounded person, and he's very open-minded. He's always willing to engage with new concepts and new projects. He's incredibly hardworking. He's devoted. He's just an incredible human being. And there's no way to replicate that other than just hanging out with the guy. And that I can see continuity from Bud through the staff all the way to the campers. And I love to think about the impact that he's had in the world in terms of each of those people going forward in their life and branching out and affecting other people in similar ways. And it's really the culture that exists at camp, which is basically people to be free to be who they are in the most positive way and to learn from the diversity of people that are able to attend because it's free. It's really a reflection of all the highest qualities that Bud exhibits, and has a profound effect on people.